The connection to your waste and your shower mixer up to that point is got to be compliant, and that's through a plumber's PS3. Once you get to that point, you can have any sort of waste or mixer that you like, and there is no rules around that. Any pipe work going into the waste, dealing with the water coming into the house, that's all got to be compliant, and they have to be registered, and they have to do all sorts of tests to make sure that they're up to speed on all of that. So it's pretty heavily regulated. Until you actually get to the shower mixer, there's no regulations at all. What we've found with wastes is the plastic that they're made out of can be really low quality, and they become brittle over a few years, and basically they crack and will just leak. The big problem with mixers, if they're not good quality or branded really with good support behind them, is that if they ever fail and there's a slight variation on maybe a replacement part, if that particular company doesn't have those parts anymore, you have to then replace the entire mixer, which means removing your whole shower to get to the wall behind there and all the pipes and everything to put a brand new mixer in. Something that would cost you a couple of $100 to do is going to cost you maybe $2,000 to $3,000. You can tell how good they are by their warranty. So usually a low quality product will have only maybe a 6-month to 2-year warranty. Good quality is a lifetime sometimes.
The New Zealand safety standards is normally found at the back corner of the glass on the top or on the bottom of the shower. It will have an ANZ New Zealand safety standards on it. We have come across ones that don't have them on it, and we refuse to put them in. They don't cover the standards. We don't know if they're safety glass. If they break, they shard, you could kill someone. So we refuse to put them in, and we've come across a few, and that's from people that are bringing their own showers into the country. So stay away from anything that doesn't have safety standards.
When you're dealing with glass that's from an unknown source, they can put their own stamp on the glass. So again, if you're dealing with a company that's got a reputation, that's got a lot of support behind it, you know that the stamp that's on the glass is genuine, and it is genuine New Zealand safety glass to the standards that we keep here. Anything that's coming from one of these little pop-up shops, you just really don't know whether it is to New Zealand standards, and that can be really problematic if it ever smashes. With aluminium frames, the extrusion comes at different grades, so you can get very thin extrusion that's not very strong. The problem with the thin stuff is it rattles the shower, and that rattle over time will eventually cause everything to come loose, at which point the shower door will potentially can fall out, the glass can become loose and allow water to get through the seals, and generally it's just a bit flimsy. It can't really handle getting knocked around. And when you get good quality showers or extrusion, you can tell the difference. There's usually a couple of strengthening ribs in the back of it which make the whole thing a little bit stronger. The powder coating that's attached to it bonds better, and it just generally lasts longer. It can handle a lot more slamming and banging into. If you've got kids who are just beating it up, it's just going to survive better. So again, it's just a little detail, but it makes all the difference as far as something lasting 5 or 20 years. We don't know that it's sanitary grade unless it says it on the box, basically. The thing with plastic is you can't see what's in it. It all looks the same, and you can't tell that it's different from one to the other. In 5 years' time you can tell that it's different because it's gone yellow, it's started to crack, it's falling to bits, and you need to replace it. So again, plastics, there's a lot of things that can be hidden inside it. So buying good quality products, although you spend more money, you know that that's going to give you another extra 15 years or more. In New Zealand we have a real problem with UV light. We've come to site 2 years later, and the acrylic liner has gone yellow and it's started to crack, and you're getting all sorts of problems.
You can generally tell if you're going to get a good quality liner by the price of the shower, for starters, because it's one of the most expensive parts of it. Colour is another factor. If you look for a bluing of it or a rolled on the edge is another factor, and also look down the spine of the shower just to make sure it's got a roll on it and not a flat edge.
With the shower trays, in New Zealand we're generally bigger than other parts of the world, so we carry a bit more weight. So you need a shower tray that can handle a little bit of weight. Again, we don't know what's inside a shower tray because it's all hidden by the fiberglass, and we've had trays where we've stood on 5 minutes after they've been installed and they crack. As far as perfect shower trays, the fiberglass, plastic or acrylic trays, they're never perfect. As far as they can have a little bit of a twist in them or something like that, but they're usually pretty close. My main thing with a shower tray is the fact that it needs to be robust enough to handle all the different sizes that we have in New Zealand.
The upstand is the back of the tray that goes behind the liner, and that's what we create a seal between the liner and the tray, which is there to stop moisture from going up through the back wall. I personally prefer a upstand that's about 40 mils or more. Obviously you get a better bead with your silicone on it, higher up. I mean, you're going to get a capillary in there if you don't seal it properly. But yeah, we prefer definitely having a larger upstand, but a lot of it can come down to the installation as well.
We've seen showers last 30 years with the silicone joint, and it's just because they've been set up properly in the first place and they've been looked after pretty well. And then knowing that you've got a good quality product means that you can always come back to it and repair faults that might have happened along the way. There's some sort of cheaper products out there that will offer a 6-month warranty on their products, and these are these flimsy frame showers that we're talking about, and low quality plastics. So they'll offer a six-month warranty. Some of them will even offer a 5-year warranty, and we're not really sure whether that warranty is worth anything because we're not certain that these companies will still be there in 5 years' time, or whether they would have changed their name to something else. So again, longevity. So you get a shower that's got 5, 10, 15-year warranties that's from a company that's been around for 5, 10, 15 years, then you know you've got a genuine warranty.
The leading brands in New Zealand will have a good backup system to them. If you go to one of the smaller outfits, they'll normally try and blame a builder or the installation. Water temperature is a really good one, and they won't come to the party. They won't offer you any technical assistance. Sometimes they won't carry the parts with them, so you have to go around and try and find generic parts or actually replace the whole shower. Broken glass, just recently having problems finding replacement panels for showers, whereas a reputable brand New Zealand should carry at least for 10 years, I think, replacement parts.
With the after sales stuff, there are a lot of products out there that as soon as you have a failure, you need to replace the whole shower, and these are these smaller brand products. So they'll source a generic shower from a country overseas, and they will have made that particular shower once, and they'll get a container load full of them, and then when that shower fails, not if, when that shower fails, they'll get a replacement part that possibly won't fit. It might be that the thickness of the glass, the original glass, might be too thick. The holes that have been drilled through the glass might be too small. There's a number of reasons why the parts won't fit, but if you go with a good brand, they've usually got all the parts in stock so we can keep repairing those showers for 15 or 20 years later. We often go back and repair a shower that is 20 years old using brand new parts because the sizing all still matches up. Other products, you have to replace the shower tray, everything, which means you're going to damage the tiles, you're going to need painters, you're going to need plasterers, waterproofers, painters, everybody, and it becomes quite an expensive job just to replace something quite simple. The other thing is when you have an installer that's accredited to a certain company, when they ring up and say there's a problem, their after sales service will generally back them up and sort things out so that you don't have to have the headache of trying to chase between all these people and find out who's at fault.
We give an installation warranty on the workmanship and the water tightness of the shower. We don't warranty the product as such, so the manufacturer covers the warranty on the product, and we give the warranty at the end of the installation. Most of us will give a 5-year warranty on the installation.
The little details that go into making a shower robust is the things that installers know, and we just know just because of the experience that we've had. What you don't want to do is look at a shower install and think that it's quite simple and miss something and just get it wrong. That little leak that's just working its way there over the next few years can cause you thousands of dollars worth of damage that you can't get away from. You have to spend it. There's no way around it. So it's worth, again, getting good quality product, getting the right people in to do the work. It might cost you something that you think you might be able to save right now, but it's definitely something that you're going to have to spend later on down the track.
With a leaking shower, sometimes you can't see what's going on underneath the tray. Your floorboards can rot out. I've been to places where the actual tray has just been sitting on the joists because there is non-existent flooring underneath. You're looking at black mold, so it's health problems. You're filling your house full of moisture. Sometimes you can just walk into a house and you can smell the dampness. It can be quite bad for your health. It's just not ideal.
People always ask us if they're making a good decision. Often people complain to us afterwards after they've made a bad decision because nobody was there to tell them that they're making that bad decision. When we try to qualify a decision for somebody, we put things into perspective that they can understand. And so we always talk about time frames and how long things are going to last. And one that we use is that if you put a new shower in when your baby's born, a shower that's maybe going to last 5 years, well, by the time your baby's going to school, you need to replace that shower. So that's a low quality shower that I'm talking about. If you go with a good quality shower, well, the chances are you're replacing that shower when that child is off to university. So that's the difference between spending that little bit of extra time and money on a good quality product and going out there and buying something that's on a special in a container somewhere.